that play. Even your emotion had an echo in so much space. When you out there without care, I was out of tune. But it wasn't because I didn't know, no. I just knew too much. Does that make me crazy? Does that make me crazy? Does that make me crazy? Possibly. I hope that you're having the time of your life. Think twice. That's my only advice. Who do you think you are? Oh, bless your soul. You think you're in control. I think you're crazy. I think you're crazy. I think you're crazy. Just like me. Hey, everybody. Happy Monday afternoon. Thank you so much. This is the second time I'm coming to you today in one day because, you know, when the news happens, things happen. We're constantly in flex. Are you familiar with that phraseology? Stuff is constantly happening. So when it happens, you have to respond. Sometimes you have to respond in real time, meaning you respond as it happens. Guys, did you have a good lunch? I did. A few shout outs to you guys before we begin. Isn't it amazing? Oh, I see Paula Scott on here. This is my dear friend, Paula Scott from TikTok. Paula, it's so good to see you. Thank you for being with us for a few moments. Appreciate you so much. Greetings, Mr. Muewa. Hello. You guys are something. Somebody's watching us from Solwezi. Thank you, Solwezi. I appreciate it. Precious people. I thank you. I can never say thank you enough. You know, earlier today, I had lunch, and it was a great lunch. Hope you guys had a really good lunch. Couple of things we need to talk about this afternoon. Incidentally, a little under 2 hours ago, have you guys heard this? Have you heard this? Remember when former President Lungu was about to leave the country, according to his lawyer, Mr. Makebi Zulu, former President Lungu was supposed to be attending some type of summit over there in South Korea. Well, I did a little bit of due diligence. I did some searching. Apparently, there is no such thing as a summit happening over there in South Korea, at least not in September. The last summit was in May. Okay, the last peace summit was in May. Now, keep in mind that during the calendar month of September in South Korea, there are many activities that take place, many different walks, many different initiatives. But in as far as the peace summit is concerned, the last one was in May. And of course, Makebi Zulu claims that President Lungu was trying to go to a peace summit in September, which I can't find any evidence of that. If you can show me that, if you can show me something to the contrary, I'd be more than happy to take a look at it as a vlogger. just for my own personal satisfaction. I wouldn't mind, you proving me wrong on this. But guys, anytime these politicians talk about global events, check them out. Fact check them. Don't just take people's word for it. Just because a politician or a lawyer says something doesn't make it the gospel truth. If a lawyer says to you that, there's a summit in South Korea in the month of September, check it out. Google it. Chat GPT it. The information is there for you to look at, especially global events. Now, if the president says he's going to go to the States to visit his sick niece, now that's just as an example, I have no way of verifying that. But when the former president says, I'm going to South Korea to attend a peace summit that I have been cordially invited to attend, guess what? I can check it out. It's there on the internet. I should be able to find it with very little effort. Well, there was no such thing. I found no such evidence. Anyway, it's just come out less than 2 hours ago. This is just in because you remember the president, because the former president was stopped from leaving, he sort of sued the government. He was going to sue the government. Well, it's just now come out that former President Edgar Lungu withdraws lawsuit challenging government's decision to prevent him from traveling. I mean, what the heck's that about? I mean, first of all, you come out with both guns blazing. I'm going to the summit. I'm going to go check my health out. And if you don't let me go, I'm going to sue you guys. And then in less than 48 hours, you turn around and say, well, maybe we shouldn't do that. Maybe that's a bad idea. And yet Makebi Zulu was standing on the highest mountaintop saying, you have infringed upon my client's privileges. You have abrogated my client's ability to exercise his freedom of movement. Well, it's just now come out that President Lungu sort of called him up and said, hey, man, Makebi, how about we just forget about this whole thing, okay? Withdraw that thing, and I don't want to hear any more about it. Click. That's where we are. Okay, I just wanted to bring you guys up to speed. Let me read a couple of comments on that issue, guys. Watching from somewhere. Somebody's watching from somewhere. Watching from Kasama. Kukasama. Thank you so much. Let's talk about this. I want us to talk about Miles Sampa abandoning his post at the N.P.F. Notorious Patriotic Front Secretariat. Let me bring you up to speed. Remember Miles with a group of young people, they stormed the Secretariat. And while there, Miles made some pretty bold statements, and he raised the issue of the illegality of the manner in which this bogus Secretary General, this fake pseudo Secretary General in the name of Rafael Savimbi Hijakanakachinda, Miles Sampa raised the alarm and said, well, this is not kosher. This is not the procedure. The N.P.F. Constitution doesn't do it this way. The N.P.F. Constitution, the Notorious Patriotic Front Constitution, has made it abundantly clear that the only way an SG can be named is after post-presidential selection as far as the party presidency is concerned. In other words, you first select a president at the convention, and then that president then appoints a secretary general. Miles Sampa was simply saying this procedure was not followed. Therefore, Rafael Savimbi Hijakanakachinda is illegitimate. He's impotent, not important, impotent, meaning he has no power. His bullets are blank. He talks a good game, but he has zero skill. That's what it is. So Miles basically, he went to the Secretariat with a group of young people. They stormed the place, And one of the things that he said, and guys, let me just make this very, very clear, especially you politicians. When you politicians make grand statements, please try to stick with them. Miles, I would have preferred, and even when he said it, I'll be honest with you, I cringed when he said this. I did. I literally cringed. He said, "We are here and we're not going anywhere until we have the convention. We're going to spend the night here." In my heart, I was thinking, Miles, I would have preferred Miles simply saying, "You know what? We're here. We've put forth our grievance. We have displayed our displeasure." Sorry. And sorry, let me just switch this off. I would have preferred that Miles simply say, "We're here to make our intentions known, that we're serious about wanting a convention." I didn't like the fact that Miles said, "We're not going anywhere. We're going to spend the night here until we go to the convention," because I said, well, he's not going to spend the night there. He's going to leave in about an hour, 2 hours. Who's going to spend the night there and expose yourself to harm, to put yourself in harm's way? Well, Miles eventually left. Now, that sort of dents your credibility as a revolutionary, because, he walked in there, he looked like Che, he looked like Fidel Castro from Havana in Cuba. It sort of dents your street credibility when you say something and then you don't do what you say. When you say, "We're going to spend the night here, we're not going anywhere until we go to the convention." 2 hours later, not good. That's bad. Okay. So now, the other thing I want to talk about is that Emmanuel Mwamba went and he inspected the secretariat. And in fine style by Emmanuel Mwamba, of course, he embellished a lot. Do you know what it means to embellish? To embellish means he exaggerated a lot. He talked about how, "No, we know that these were UPND chaps. We know that they were UPND supporters. They came here with Miles and they were just destroying it." Those were PF guys. And guys, anytime you're dealing with cadres, understand you can use that word PF, UPND interchangeably, because these guys are not loyal to anybody. So it's very convenient for Emmanuel Mwamba to say, "But abadumendo baishire pano na Miles ni ba UPND." Nga mwaishi bashani. How do you know? Mwali beshi babonse bayati uyuni PF. How do you don't know? Bufi ubo mwina bepa bufi. Na tuli ba na ba no ifo yo. Wale bepa ifo kwati nifo atoki. Uti no wale ba ishire kuno ni ba UPND. How do you know? Did you see each of their faces? Have you seen the register? Mna muchita examine their NRCs and their membership cards. Bantu basata balichona ule chocha wu membership. Basata balanda membership ni mumutima. Yeah? So how are you going to know that this one is a PF cadre, this one is a UP? You don't know. So don't make outlandish statements. Don't talk about things that don't exist. Say it as it is, not as you want it to be. No, it is completely out. So your observation by Emmanuel Mwamba, okay? You have no way of knowing whether or not those chaps were UPND or indeed the N.P.F, Notorious Patriotic Front chaps. You don't know, so you can't say conclusively. All right, lastly, did you guys notice? Goodness gracious alive. And I know when a person has been working out. Okay? Umuntu ngaleta exercise. When a person is overweight, Don't look at me like that. Okay. Don't judge me. When a person is, we're not, this isn't about me. This is about Bowman. Okay. When a person is overweight and they decide to eat right and exercise regularly, baramoneka, they look healthy. You know, if you decide, okay, you know what, I'm going to turn over a new leaf. I'm going to start gymming. I'm going to start eating less carbohydrates, more protein, more cardio, exercising. You can tell because a person becomes lean. You know what it means to be lean? They look healthy. Their skin is vibrant. Okay. They don't look weak and emaciated. They look healthy. That's different from a person that looks gaunt. Okay. Now, let me teach you this word. Some of you may not know what this word means. Gaunt. This is how you say it, and this is how you spell it. Gaunt. A person that is gaunt is someone that is noticeably thin. Guys, tell me in the comments below. Tell me, do it now. Did you notice that Bowman was noticeably thin? Did you notice that Bowman was gaunt? I'm not making fun of him. I'm just pointing out that this is, I noticed this. Please tell me in the comments if you noticed this. Tell me now. Tell me. Tell me, tell me, tell me, tell me, tell me, tell me. I want to know. I want to see a comment that says, Mr. Mwewa, I also noticed Kuti Bowman is gaunt. Kuti Bowman is noticeably thin. Tell me. Did you notice that? I'm waiting for a comment. This is, who is this? This is Mumba. Gaunt. Yes. George says, I noticed it too. Now, let me tell you what that is. Okay. Don't let Bowman deceive you. Ngalanda fiati yo ndechita exercise ubobufi. Fidiade moneka fidia. That is the look of consternation. Wadishwa consternation? Look it up. It's a word. Consternation. Iriani pressure. Iriani tafili wino. Ntide fye muchibemba umuntu ngamoneka fidia ninshiwai shibati tafili wino. Whenever you see Bowman walk past you and he looks the way he looks. Now, guys, I'm not body shaming him. I'm not trying to speak disparagingly of him. I'm not making fun of him. I'm just telling you what we're looking at. I am describing to you what's going on with Bowman's physicality. Okay? Let's be clear. So whenever you see Bowman looking the way he looks, don't let him deceive you and he says, I'm working out, I'm woofy. That is the look of consternation. That is the look of Tafidi Wino. If Tafidi Wino was a person, hey, Bowman, you must know that. Okay. And this is another word. This is another way of saying gaunt. He looks malnourished. Correct. He looks malnourished. Correct. And that's not someone that's going to the gym. When you're malnourished, sorry, I almost said it wrong there. When you're malnourished, you don't look healthy. And something's going on with Bowman, man. And the only way that I can say it is David Buino. All right. All right. But no, not constipation. Not constipation, consternation. Okay, there's a difference. The constipation means, you're not going to the bathroom. Okay, you're not, you know what it means. I'm saying consternation. Okay, all righty. Well, I thought I'd share that with you guys. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great evening. Bye.